Hey there, BookTube. Noah. Everyone who reads it must converse is the channel. Today I just wanted to do a quick video about a short story collection that I've read. And this is um, a horror short story with more elements to it than just horror. But what I'm talking about is Her Infernal Name and Other Nightmares. It's a very sharp looking book, huh? The press that this is out of is a small press called Spooky House Press, and the author is Robert Ottone. We have done some buddy read action and met up talking books and such on Instagram. So I would point you there just to kind of talk with him, you know. And he's a really funny guy, and we definitely have some good conversation. But uh, this book is very, very fun as well. And humor does come through in how some of the stories are treated, but, it's horror. So, there's a lot of stories in here. This is what Otone does is a lot of short stories of, 15 to 20 pages max. But the first story is over 80 pages. So the first one is Her Infernal Name. That's where this gets its title. I love this cover. Dude, great job on this cover, Robert. Very cool. And the first story, Her Infernal Name, is very creepy and the most fleshed out. It's the longest story of them all. So I feel a little more comfortable talking about that one because I'm not going to give everything away. It's kind of hard to talk about short stories, right? Because they are just a single jut of an idea. So in Her Infernal Name, we have a very kind of innocent, naive, not to say naive, main character, and she gets a dream job. Her dream job is hanging out with this social media personality that is very, very famous as far as social media personality is concerned, and just living the life, living a life of a celebrity's lifestyle, what we would consider a celebrity lifestyle. And this it a lot of weird things ensue, a lot of creepy, weird kind of situations happen, but you're not really sure what is going on or why. And it's very cool how it's done. It reminded me in the way that fantasy reality are kind of blurred, and you don't know if something is really an actual happening that is showing something, or if it's the mind of our main character just kind of getting messed up and turned around in certain ways. Perfect Blue. If you've ever seen Perfect Blue, that movie, it's an anime. It's an older anime, but it is awesome, and it is a landmark work. Perfect Blue is so good, and the title story in this made me think of that, just in the way of the main character that doesn't really know what is fantasy or reality, and you as a reader don't know what is fantasy or reality. Until the end. there is it doesn't leave you in mystery. A lot of these stories, they don't, it's not mystery. They don't leave you in mystery, but they are so short. They're just giving you like a snip. Elevator of the Dead. There's a link. There's maybe a podcast is what it was, where somebody had read Elevator of the Dead live and shared it, and that is like a snapshot of a zombie apocalypse. Imagine, like, if it just went down and zombies, everybody started coming up out of the grave, and there was just these millions and millions of zombies overtaking and turning others into zombies and stuff. Within hours, a few hours of that, there's just these roaming, groups of zombies and stuff. But we're not in like a so we're in a very individual perspective. We're following one guy who's getting off of work and doesn't really know what's going on. He hasn't been listening to the news. He's been working all day. So he gets off work, and he's like, okay, well, I got to go home. He texts his wife, and then he gets into the elevator. And that's, the whole scene. The whole scene is him in the elevator meeting up with some others from the building that are getting in the elevator with him, and he sees that things are not right, and that the building actually has zombies around in it and stuff, and he's just thrust right into it, and it's a very short story, not long at all. Elevator of the Dead is less than 20 pages, and so a little snapshot of this kind of horrific story, and very, very fun. There's a lot of fun little stories in this, and like I said, it's kind of hard for me to talk about short stories because I don't want to give them away. I dug Full Understanding a lot. There's a story called Full Understanding, and it's like a mini exploration of what it might be if you had omniscience, like just a full knowing of everything. Of course, you couldn't talk to anybody about this kind of stuff. Most of the people wouldn't want to listen to you, or wouldn't believe what you're saying. Everything's opinion nowadays. It's so hard to like convey an actual fact to someone. But this is our main character in that had a full understanding of everything that is, and examining his lifestyle a little bit. I like that one. Probably one of my favorites is the absurd. See, so there's a bit of ironic, there's like the support group. I think that's what it's called. The support group. It's a short story. Yeah. Maybe it's just called Support. Support is just, a support group headed by a Jewish, rabbi for the monsters. You got vampires, you got ghosts, and they'll come in, and there's a listening ear there for their problems or whatever. It's just this kind of it's funny. Funny in its absurdity, and the the story that comes out of that short story is not exactly talking about that. That's the scene, and then we're in a very personal. All these kind of stories, they take a one character, and you're kind of really in it from that character's perspective, and you get a personal take on what it might be. And all these kind of stories take place in the same city. I like how Robert did it here, where these stories all kind of taking place in and around the same city, Resting Hollow, New York. Resting Hollow, not a big city, not a farm town, or something like that either. Maybe a small town to a small city, but you don't want to live there. You wouldn't want to go visit Resting Hollow. So probably one of my favorite and the most absurd out of the whole, because I love this stuff, is the Sugar Bowl. So the Sugar Bowl is an examination of, the main character, the main thing that we're following is a bug. Is a bug that climbs into the Sugar Bowl. And it's very entertaining, that's for sure. I had a lot of fun with this. And it might be a little bit out of my wheelhouse, so I wanted to share it to just kind of I would love for some of the horror guys and girls around, if you're looking for a short story collection, check it out, and then give me your feedback, because it's been so long since I read horror, something that's going for the horror genre, that I didn't have a lot to compare this to other than just old Stephen King stuff that I've read a while back, a long while back. So, hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to go ahead. I'll give you the back just so you can, because it does talk about few of the stories that I didn't talk about. From waking fears to heartbreaking nightmares, this collection of short fiction is a glimpse into the terrors we face every day from the mind of Robert P Ottone. The Arborist. In The Arborist, a woman hears the mysterious call of the forest. That was a very creepy and good and cool story as well. Five friends exploring an archipelago find themselves set up by the island's hungry inhabitants in the Monitors. A young woman confronts the mystery of her infertility in Kelly Watch the Stars. These works are joined by the title novella Her Infernal Name, about the cruel intersection of desire and desperation, and 11 other stories crafted in the hopes of keeping you up at night. A bold new voice in dark fiction, Robert Ottone breathes genuine life into the stories collected in Her Infernal Name, with vivid characters, deft plot twists, skin-crawling creatures, and weird supernatural entities that will haunt readers long after the story ends. James Chambers, an author of On the Night Border. So, I had a lot of fun with it. I'll give you his picture there, just so you can see a little author look. He's a young middle-aged guy, just normal New York dude. So I'll link in the description box where you can find him, and you can actually just I found I got him on Instagram, so I'll just put the at Robert Ottone and spell out his name there, and you can check it out. Hope you enjoyed this booktube. See you later. Bye bye.